Namaste, beautiful yogis. Welcome to Ali Kamenova Yoga. I'm Ali, and we have a surprise guest for you. Ta-da! You want to do it again? That was very advanced, Loti. We're doing a class on thoughts. That's a little bit of a departure from our typical theme, but at the same time it is in line with the theme of body hacking, because the body resonates with our thoughts. Our thoughts have the power to create our reality. Whatever we focus on, either in a way of wanting to attract it, or whatever we don't want, if we think about it intensely enough, we will manifest it. If we focus on becoming abundant and joyful and grateful and loving, we'll become that sooner or later. We'll become that. And conversely, if we focus or if we think strongly that we don't want to become sick, that's an invitation for sickness, because we're focusing on the word sickness, and the mind attracts what the mind is focused on. Some of our thoughts are part of our habitual pattern, and in a sense they become subconscious or unconscious because we're not fully aware of them. Some thoughts are more in line with unconscious ways of us using language, words. Language is extremely powerful because it can enter us into legal contracts or into contract via the power of words. So we have to constantly expand, learn, and pay attention to our thoughts. A negative thought can be harmonized with a positive thought. A thought that weakens us, makes us not in our, pulls us out of our center. A thought like that can be harmonized with a thought that is beautiful, that is harmonizing. Even if we sit and focus our mind intensely on the word love, harmony, agreement, then we shift our state, our frequency. I've heard from some mystical reading that a thought, if a very intense thought comes to you and a flash, you see a light, which happens because thoughts are waveforms and also conscious. We receive thoughts, we don't create thoughts, we're a receiver for frequencies of thoughts. So we connect to conscious beings from the mental sphere as we think. So when we are receiving a thought, we can actually see a subtle light. And if the light is, I've read that if the light moves from the left to the right, that is a ascending thought. But if it moves from the right to the left, that is a descending thought. It comes from lower beings. We connect to consciousnesses as we connect to emotions, thoughts. With thoughts, we always have to pay attention to how much we harmonize our thoughts with our emotions. We don't want an imbalance of one or the other. If we become too much in the mental sphere, too much dominated by the mental sphere, we harden. We become hardened, and atherosclerosis develops. So that's old age, is hardening often. Youth is soft and a lot of emotion. So we are always we seek the harmony, the balance between emotions and thought, and we also want to release the excess of thought. Anyway, so this is a little bit spiritual, a little bit more mystical, but at the same time very applicable. It is used in the world of manifesting. If you want to manifest a healthy body, you constantly tell yourself that you're healthy. By repetition, eventually you become healthy. If you want to manifest a strong body, peace with yourself, love for yourself, you continuously say it until you manifest it. Now, in Neville Goddard's work, he says feeling is feeling is the ingredient in manifesting. So when you are thinking that thought, the in element of it would be feeling the thought. So you experience it as it's already happened, and that is the secret ingredient to manifesting. Because if we were to just all of us sit and think, we're not all going to equally develop, manifest what we're thinking. It's going to be dependent on the quality of our thought and on the power of our focus, how intense the thought is and how focused we are on the thought. So that's why exercises for focus are very important. That is very helpful right now here in our world, where we have a lot of fast-paced social media coming at us, short videos, lots of distraction. And hey baby, we have all this distraction, as you can tell now. She is demonstrating that. A cat represents a thought. I had a few synchronicities. She was just cleaning her stomach in a drunken cat yoga pose. She could fold forward and just lick her stomach. So I videotaped it and posted it on TikTok. And as I was posting it, the last video on my feed, I just joined TikTok, so it was someone that I'm not following, was talking, and she was saying, I will be 50 next year, and I will be 50 on March 11, and this and that, and they're born on March 11, and I'm posting a video of her. So I was like, wait, what? Anyways, that's a perfect example of me talking about a focused thought and getting distracted, but I'm gonna loop there. I know what I'm talking about. Even though it looks like we took a departure. So that is a demonstration, whether it is for focused thought or not, but it demonstrates the way the mind weaves and our thoughts weave. So the intensity of our thought is extremely important, the purity of the thoughts. So what kind of thoughts do we receive? Of course, we have to tone our receiver. Also, we have to cleanse our thoughts. We often talk about cleansing and detox on a physical level, but our thoughts can be toxic, and they create toxicity in the body, in the cells, in the cellular tissue, in the blood. All of this is a little bit mystical. I'm sure at this point it's probably provable in scientific ways, because there is enough devices to observe the brain, to observe the hormones, etc. But and it's demonstrated also with the work about the memory of water, because water receives thought patterns, and it can be demonstrated molecularly. So we have to pay attention to the quality of our thoughts. We can create exercises that help us to focus. So that will be sitting for 2 minutes and focusing on the word love. And we can also focus on cleansing our thoughts and also paying attention. That is a big factor, because we want to bring to the conscious that which is unconscious. If we're unconscious of our thoughts, obviously we cannot change them. Everything comes with, we want to bring it up so it surfaces up above water. We see it so we can clear it, and it is a process. With all of this work, the message is not to feel guilty, be down on yourself, feel bad about not being perfect. The message is to just continuously, lovingly expand, loving towards yourself. The more love you cultivate for yourself, the more you're able to give that type of love to others, and you can put it into the world. Thoughts are received, according to the mystics, through the water and through the air and the prana in the air. So the more we refine our capacity to breathe, that's why there is such a big emphasis on breath work in spiritual traditions. They knew something clearly, and it is because we receive waveforms of thought. I know it's out there. I understand that this as an idea, it's a little on the mystical side, or a lot, and it's way out there. But if you use your intuition, it makes perfect sense. I'm not drawing it out of my own mind. I've studied mystical teachings for 25 years, more than 25 years. And that is something that is well understood within those traditions and within those teachings. And I try to tone it and bring it into a balanced message for you so that it doesn't sound completely unrelatable. I want to translate it in a way that is applicable and unifying. People from different traditions can get it within their own construct. I wanna be unifying and inviting, right? And at the same time explore things that are a little, it's stepping out of our narrow focus and stepping out and up, right? So for this class, invite yourself, create an invitation to pay attention to your thoughts. Invite yourself and make a commitment that you're going to pay attention to your thoughts, not just through one class here, but in general. Before you go to bed, you can take account of your thoughts throughout the day or the thoughts at night. In the morning, you can, again, when your mind is fresh, pay attention to your thoughts. And whenever you notice a pattern or a negative thought, you can always attract a thought that is positive and divine, and that will harmonize your energy and the dissonance. And a thought, what makes us powerful as just one simple human on earth is that our thoughts are interconnected with all of humanity. So if we hold a really enlightened thought, it travels through humanity and comes back with returns. So we definitely feel the benefits of our own thought, but we're also really able to put something in the world. Same goes for negative thoughts as well, especially very focused negative thoughts. So pay attention to your thoughts and the words that you use as well. Language is extremely important. I'm not going to go into language for this particular class. It's a big topic because we only think in the framework of language. So if our language works at a different range, we're going to think within that range for the most part. Some people can step a little bit out of the framework of the language, but overall we're conditioned by the framework of the language. And languages over the ages have somewhat to some degree materialized, they densified the way we have densified. They're in a way reflective of our own minds. So as we break out, we have to break out of certain constructs so that we can expand. But we are, to a degree, only to a degree, limited by our constructs. We are, but we're not. So when we step out of the framework of the language, we can expand beyond the limitations of the language. I hope that makes sense. Because I'm bilingual. Do you say bilingual? I can see how the language very much determines how a person thinks. It is the framework. And when we work a lot on our consciousness through things that don't involve language, such as concentration, prayer, meditation, focus, imagination, other tools, we definitely step out and break out of a more narrow framework, and a lot of people do. There is creativity, there is working with energy, etc. Language also has some powerful words in it. Some of the words in our languages are powerful. So are so a lot of sounds, right? So without going deep into language, just pay attention to your thoughts, pay attention to your language, and keep expanding. Keep thinking beyond the limitations of the language, and also develop your focus. Focus on beautiful images, especially in times when you feel not in harmony. And focus on beautiful words such as, say, love, and see how this shifts your state. And remember to flow with love, strength, and ease. Today's class, we are going to do a little bit of circular motion. So lift onto your tippy toes, lower the hands, lift and lower, lift and lower, lift. You can roll back onto your heels and again lift, lift, lift. Bring the breath in. All right, now we're going to do the same with the feet, but we're going to open the hands out, open the chest, stretch the chest. Deepen the breath. All right, now we're going to bring one hand up, one down. We're also working on the second heart. Now, when we focus on a move so that we're balancing, that helps our mind definitely. Things work on each and every layer. They parallel each other, so when we're focused within a balancing pose, we help the mind to focus. From here, we're going to do circular with the shoulders. You can reverse it. All right. Inhale, reach over the head. Exhale, dive down, forward fold. Inhale, look ahead, plank. Knees on the ground, unless you're very good with chaturangas, then you can just chaturanga. And then upward dog. And optional, second chaturanga from the knees, maybe down dog. Take plank. Here I'm gonna give you a balancing pose. Take the right arm up, place it down, left arm up, down. So you're going to try to keep your hips steady and swinging as little as possible. And let's go 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, and 10. And now we're going to take one hand and opposite leg, the other hand opposite leg. Let's go 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, core 6, 7, 8, 9, and 10. And chaturanga. Up dog. Chaturanga. Down dog. Take the right leg up, step it through. Bend the back knee and come up, high lunge. Let's do a little bit of balancing here. So we're going to bring the left knee into the hands, come onto the tippy toes, and step it back. 2, 3, 4, and 5. Step it back and take a little more narrow stance here. Push the hips back, even though the stance, your stand stance is narrow, you're going to push the hip and knee back, and we're going to, from here, hinging at the hips, straight back, that's like a deadlift, lower down, and kick the knee up. Same thing, hinging, kick the knee. The whole time your back is straight and you're hinging at the hips. 3, 4, 5. Great. Stay at your narrow stance, and we're going to kick the left leg back, staggered lunge. Kick the leg back, staggered lunge. Kick, lunge, 4 and 5. Great. Plank. Chaturanga, up dog, chaturanga, down dog. Take the left leg up, step it through, high lunge, knee into your hands or shin bone onto the tippy toes and back. 2, drishti point, focus on the wall or on a point. 4, 5, sorry. Stagger it, and we're gonna do the deadlift. So this is single leg deadlift. Touch, knee in, touch, hinging at the hips, knee in, push the hips back. Five, step it back. Staggered lunge, kick the right leg back. So that's a staggered squat. You're staggering the legs, kick back. The whole time you're focused on both glutes. 4, 5, and plank. Take the left hand and the left foot to the floor in side plank, and for a beginner you can bring your right foot in front of you. See which level suits you better here. Here we're going to reach underneath the shoulder and up. 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5. Change. 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5. And plank. Chaturanga, up dog or cobra. Chaturanga, down dog. Inhale the right leg up, step it through. And here we're gonna take warrior 1. So you're gonna place your back heel down, outer edge of the back foot down, bend the right knee straight back, come up. Warrior 1. Face the hips forward. Soften the breath. So the right hip comes back. Left hip rotates forward. Straighten your right leg. You can step the back foot slightly in. Here your feet can be hip width apart or along the same line for revolving triangle pose, whichever foot alignment is easier for you. Lower the chest to parallel to the floor. Take the left hand down. and right arm up. Now your left hand can be onto your shin bone. I do find that a little more challenging for balance, but a little easier for flexibility. Another variation is slightly bending the front knee. However you do it, you're gonna feel a nice, pleasant adjustment along the spine. All right, lower your chest over the right leg here, straight back. Again, you can keep the knee slightly bent, and plank. Inhale the left leg up. Step it through, warrior one again. Left knee bending, right foot spread the toes open, press into the outer edge of the foot. Lift the arch of both feet. Face the hips forward, square level. Deepen the breath. And let's straighten the legs, level the hips, lower down, straight back, reach ahead of you, and bring your hand either to the floor, to your foot, or to your shin bone. You can keep your knee slightly bent or bent here, and just work with feeling the pose here. Breathing. And stretch over your leg. We're stretching the hamstrings here. Keep your back relatively straight. And plank, chaturanga, up dog, chaturanga, down dog. Inhale the right leg up, step it through, and come up. High lunge. So this is the ultimate pose that represents mind focus. I will demonstrate the first one. We've done it before, but I don't know which class is gonna be, how I'm gonna line up the classes. I might change the order. And from here, we're going to step the right shin bone, the left shin bone into the right hand, and we're gonna come onto the tippy toes and look behind. And each time you lose your balance, just smile and try again. It's a physical representation of mind focus. And since we're speaking about mind focus, we have to do this pose today. It works on the second heart, the calves, which is collects the blood, stores the blood that supplies the body. All right, so let's go. 1, do your best, but you don't need to be perfect. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. And step it back. We're gonna indulge ourselves in a twist here. Turn to your right, drop the hands down the legs, look behind you. This pose, despite being somewhat simple, is advanced in the sense of how much it requires of us to focus. And vinyasa. Inhale the left leg up. Step it through, high lunge. Let's go on this side. Do your best. You either will do the pose as well, or you're gonna have reasons to smile. It's a win-win. I've set you up to win. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. All right, third time is a charm. Stepping high lunge, open your arms out, twist to your left, drop the hands down, look behind you, lengthen. Inhale, reach up, exhale, plank, chaturanga, up dog, chaturanga, and down dog. Inhale the right leg up, step it through, high lunge, and we're gonna go into staggered lunge again. I like staggered squat, staggered lunge. I like it because it focuses on the glutes in a particular way. So you're going to, as you lower down, you're trying to push your right hip back and keep the back straight. Most of the weight is on the front, the back is there for balance, but you're not really working so much. It's almost like a one-legged squat, but you get a little bit of help. And lift your knee, feel your core. Lower down, push back, weight on the front leg. 2, straight back. 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. You should really feel it in your booty. All right. Step it back to plank and chaturanga and up dog, chaturanga, down dog. Take the left leg up, set yourself up for staggered squat. Stepping onto the left leg here, so test how much you're using the back leg. Level the hips, square the hips as much as you can. It's never completely 100%. 1, 2, you should really feel the left hamstring glutes. 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, and 10. Step down and shake it out. Inhale over the head, hands over the heart. One more time. Exhale. Inhale, exhale. And yogic squat. sit down onto your booty, hands behind you, and we're going to extend the right leg, bring it in, extend the left, bring it in, right, left. Let me turn in the proper direction. Straighten the back. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. All right. A twist for an ending, and sit here for a few moments. Imagine the word love written out of the elements. So it's written out of wind or air, earth. You can imagine soil, water, fire. You can add wood from the Chinese elements. You can be free here how you imagine the letters, and just focus on looking. It's almost like a painting, the word love, but you can choose a different word also, and or a word in your language. If English is not your first language, you can choose a word in your language, Italian, Slavic, etc. So one of the Slavic languages, Indian, etc., Hindu. Look at it as a painting, and I will leave you in one moment after I say goodbye. But it's all up to you whether you're going to stay here in that contemplation for 1 minute, 2 minutes, or 10 minutes. It's up to you, but see what it does for you. The power of focus, a focused mind. It really allows us to balance, harmonize the mind, and also not be chaotic and controlled by external forces, external thoughts. So focus, and I'm giving you a visual so that you're also contemplating a beautiful artwork or painting of your own, something that you just painted, and you're gonna focus. And it can fade, and the details can fade, and you just see the words love, but you just sit and focus on the contemplation, on the words, on the painting, and you let the other stuff be peripheral. If you happen to have thoughts, let them feel as if they're washing away, like water washing away the peripheral, and you're here in the focal point. So that's the exercise for the end of this class. I hope it helps you, and please let me know your experiences with your focus exercise, what came to you, if there was a particular experience and feeling and message, etc. Just please share with me and with the community. And I'll see you, of course, tomorrow. Remember to share the class and so forth. And remember also to flow with love, strength, and ease. Namaste.